the product. Well, we've talked about fragrance oils, and I've got many videos, and I'd like you, if you're really interested, in learning about fragrance oils, it would be a good idea for you to just subscribe to this channel. And whenever we do something new, and we're doing a lot of new good stuff. Whenever we do something new, you'll just automatically have it. And especially, some people are very, very avid users of this product, of this scented oil. Some people are very, very avid users. This is some Michelle Obama perfume oil right here. This is what I sell you. I sell in this size. This is a 1 ounce, and I put it up to my face to show you how much of this that you get. This is a pretty big size bottle. It comes with it comes with a top, and it's a pretty big size bottle. And this bottle here will cost you on the website anywhere from $12.95 to about $14.95. Some of them cost a little bit more, just depending on what they're made out of and the ingredients that they contain. But you see that? And my head is big, y'all. I wear like a size 7 3/4 cap, man, and my head is big. So, you know what I'm saying? This is what we give you. Nevertheless, though, I want to talk to you today. Well, let me give you the website. The website is www.fragranceoilexpress.com. Fragranceoilexpress.com. That's www.fragranceoilexpress.com. You can call me on my own personal phone at 912-977-5059, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you, take your order, get to know you, give you advice, answer your questions. Be more than happy to do all of that. If you wanted to call me and say hello, hey, we can do that too. I might not be able to talk to you all day now, but we can do that too. Okay, but nevertheless, today I want to talk to you about how to change your fragrances as the seasons change, and the significance of changing fragrances with the weather, because it does matter. Well, it's not a rule, because really, when it comes to fragrances, there are no set rules. I'd say I give you some guidelines. But, sometimes you can do something that goes totally against the guidelines, and it will work well for you. So just some guidelines. If you want to follow them, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. But the bottom line is you've got to do what works for you. I can give you guidelines all day, but whatever works for you is what you're going to end up having to do. Because you are an individual, and you want to make your own mark on the world. A little Coke right there. You want to make your own mark on the world. Nevertheless, though, we're talking about wearing fragrances in different seasons. I'll start out with the springtime. Springtime is a time of revitalization. It's a time of new life. Flowers are beginning to bud. Leaves are coming back on the trees. Birds are building their nests. Animals are beginning to mate. They're coming out of hibernation. So it's a time of life. So now, during the springtime, you want to wear fragrances which are uplifting. Springtime is a good time to wear the light floral fragrances. Florals are flowery fragrances. Springtime is a good time for the flowery type fragrances. Honeysuckle, rose, jasmine, those type of things, because they work well with that time of the year. And you want something that's light and refreshing and invigorating. Springtime it seems that in the springtime everything becomes animated and activated. And so this is what you want to do with your fragrance. You want to wear a fragrance that plays into the springtime. You want to wear a light fragrance, and also with your light fragrance, you're going to wear lighter clothing. Now, springtime is a time of pastel clothing, pastel hues, off whites, lighter colored clothing and lighter fabrics, not necessarily the summer fabrics or the summer colors, but you also want your fragrances to match up with the clothing and the type fabric that you're wearing. Okay, when you look at summertime, the weather's hot. So now heavy fragrances are not going to go well during the hot summer months. So you want to look at fragrances that are light, energetic, uplifting, and a lot of good summertime fragrances, well, 90% of the good summertime fragrances are going to contain some type of citrus essence. You can, when you're deciding on a fragrance, if you look in the ingredients and see what it contains, the ones that contain citrus, lemon, mango, well, not mango, but lemon, orange, tangerine, mandarin. That's what I meant to say when I said mango, mandarin, grapefruit. Those are the type fragrances that you want to wear. And those fragrances are light. The molecules, the citrus molecules are light. So what happens is they're not going to be overpowering, because you don't want to be overpowered in the summer, in the hot summer heat. They're not going to be overpowering, but they are going to be there. Summertime is also a good time to wear some of the fruity fragrances and some of the gourmand fragrances, such as tropical. A lot of fragrances named after tropical drinks and that kind of stuff. Tropical fruit fragrances, fruits. So summertime is a very good time for those fragrances. That's why they're called tropical, because they're hot weather fragrances, and they work better during the warmer months or the hotter months of the year. So tropical fragrances is summertime is good for your tropical fragrances. Also, your light florals are good. Some light florals are good. In summertime, though, I would say use your floral fragrances during the evening hours. Light floral fragrances during the evening hours. Say if you're on a date, at a special event, a movie, that would be a wonderful time to wear your light florals during the evening. Okay, fall time. Fall time is when you're gonna use fragrances that are more aromatic and woodsy. Fall time fragrances, you're definitely your florals, your medium floral, flowery fragrances, such as lilac, ling ling, jasmine, orchids, rose. You would look for those type of ingredients in your fragrances. And also you would look for base ingredients, heavier base ingredients such as patchouli, sandalwood, vetiver. Those would also be some of the common ingredients in those fall fragrances. And the fall fragrances are going to be just a little bit heavier. Now you can use fall fragrances really year round. You can use anything pretty much when you want to. But I would say with the aromatic fragrances, if I were to wear them in the summer, it would be during the evening. They would be evening fragrances for me rather than daytime fragrances. And also remember, the clothing that you wear during the fall is going to be a little bit heavier. And so the heavier fragrances will go along, with the heavier clothing. And, it's good to have a signature, what I call a signature fragrance. That's something that people know you by. That's when they smell it, they're going to think of you. But also it's good to change those fragrances as the year changes, as the weather changes. So now your signature fragrance for spring will be a little bit different than what you use as a signature fragrance during the fall. Also, it'll be a good time for your cypers, your cypers, your gourmand fragrances. Your gourmand they're like food, toffee, chocolate, cocoa. Believe it or not, vanilla. Believe it or not, those fragrances do real well. The industry is progressive, and perfumers are trying a lot of different things. And these things now, the gourmand, the ones that smell like food, they're becoming popular, and people actually like them. So if you haven't used these before, you might want to consider using them. Okay, let's talk about winter. Wintry fragrances, I would say you would use what's called oriental fragrances. The oriental fragrances are your heavy, deep, dark, heavy florals. The florals that I mean they stick with you, that really have that heavy scent. So those would be your best winter fragrances. Also, you're gonna want to use the spicy. Sometimes for winter, a lot of perfumers they'll give you that heavy floral fragrance, and then they'll add spicy accents into it. So when you look at your ingredients on your wintertime fragrances, you're going to look for heavy floral ingredients, and you're going to look for aromatic ingredients like sandalwood, that type thing. Now, that doesn't mean that you should ignore fragrances that contain other ingredients and just focus on the ones that contain only what I mentioned. Be open, because you can kind of get a concept of what a fragrance is like by looking at the ingredients listed, but you can only know it once you try it. You got to try it to know it. So what may work for you on paper may not work for you in person. What may look good on paper may not work for you when you actually use it. And so what you use may be out of context, or may seem out of context with what we say use. So I would say, be open-minded and be progressive when you use fragrances. That's going to be all for this broadcast. But we'll have some good information for you next time. And I will be looking forward to seeing you soon. And if you like this information, go ahead and follow me, and so that you can get all my posts automatically. Because I'm going to educate you. I'm going to educate you in this industry. All right. Goodbye. You have a good day. Bye.